Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
Die.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to die. No dying allowed. At least not yet. What's up, you mad monster motherfuckers? Welcome back to Monster Candy Podcast. Tonight, guys, we're talking about James Whale's 1931 Universal classic, Frankenstein. Damn. And with you, as always, is Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Bomb, Gucci T, Mike Terry from the Jukebox Romantics, and myself, Screaming E from the Memphis Murdermen. What is up, you sexy mofos?
Nothing.
Not much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not much. Just waiting for some good movies to come out so we shall revisit some classics, since there is junk out in 2025 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Actually, we're rounding out of the first quarter of the year, right? So it's like we should probably start picking up the pace on some good horror movies or good movies in general.
Yeah, well, you'd think so, but we'll see. Anyway,
We'll see. Did anybody watch The Rule of Jenny Penn then?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did.
Sweet.
It sounds like a movie I don't want to watch now.
Yeah, no. I mean, are you going to watch it? Do you care if I spoil it?
I feel like I've been spoiled already.
Okay, well,
I don't
let's.
think I'm gonna watch it.
All right, well, let's jump right into horror news. Brought to you by Time Bomb Toys, located at 300 Camp Horn Road in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Check them out in person or online. TimeBombToys.com.
The best hand job north of the Mississippi.
I'm gonna make
Mississippi.
Make Bob a shirt or make him a sign and just like, I won't even tell him, but I'll just slide it in next time I see him. Next time I
slide
go
it
there.
in, huh?
Yeah, slide it in and be like, fucking $5 handies on Thursdays and point, Anyway, yeah.
Oh, we should make stickers and just put them all over Pittsburgh next time you're there.
Too much of that talk, and Time Bomb Toys are going to wind up on rub maps.
Yes.
They might already be there.
Yeah, who knows? I haven't checked, so, but I will. I should actually, and be like, oh my God, there it is. There it is. Anyway, The Rule of Jenny Penn. Yes, it is. I mean, people were, this is an epidemic. When a movie comes out, people were like, oh my God, this thing is so amazing. This is so awesome. Oh,
You just did the Pittsburgh thing. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's so awesome. It slips out every once in a while. It's funny. It's a funny thing.
Slips in, it slips out.
Yeah. Most of my family, aside from my parents, right? My brother, my sister, me, we never grew up with like a thick Pittsburgh accent, like a Yinzer accent. There's a little bit of it in there, but we don't have it. My nieces don't have a lot of it, but every once in a while when you get real excited, it's like, oh my God.
Well, I mean, everybody was going on about John Lithgow, so that's right. He's like a good selling point for anything.
Look, the acting's fine. Like the acting's fine. It's an interesting movie.
Okay, so go or no go, real short. We're not going to do it on the show, so
no. I mean, I know Oubliette.
It's on Shudder, right?
It is on Shudder. I don't think
this will
Oubliette
roll right
like
into my Shudder news. I mean, my horror.
I almost watched it last night, but then I was like,
It's definitely where
it'll make my heart hurt.
Right. It's not enough of if it is a commentary on fucking Alzheimer's or dementia, it's not enough of one to where it wraps it up at the end and you're like, oh, it's a total analogy for it. So the whole time where it just makes you feel uncomfortable watching some old guy that's like all fucked up and crippled.
Yeah.
But he's not even losing it. It's like John Lithgow's a complete piece of shit and a maniac and just tormenting this one guy. And it's like him being like, hey, what the fuck? This guy just fucking like snuck into my room and dumped piss on me. And you guys aren't doing anything. And everyone's like, oh, well, you know. But
my God.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing because
sounds fun.
Anytime John Lithgow does something, no orderlies or employees of the facility are around. And he just seems to have.
Of course not.
Right. But he'll be in like the rec room just causing complete havoc and nobody is around. And like all the other old people are like, oh, but no one's around. And he just seems to have free reign throughout the night, being able to walk through the halls and no one's around. So that part made me think, okay, then this is like, you know, an analogy for or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So like what everyone's thinking.
Or it's just they left that part out to make John Lithgow be able to do it. Like it doesn't really wrap anything up at the end, you know? So it's either that or just unrealistic that some fucking crazy old guy would just be able to murder people all throughout the night in this facility and nobody is really like, hey, maybe we should keep an eye on things and have people patrol the hallways. But so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so what we thought.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that rolls into my news then.
Yes.
So for horror news, I have two pieces of Shudder news since Jenny Penn went to Shudder. Shudder upped their price as of this recording.
Yeah,
for me
right,
at least
though.
to $8.99. It's fine. I feel like it's been like $4.99 for forever.
Right.
So that I don't really care about. But they announced their 10 years of Shudder, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're going to be doing a bunch of things that they already do, which is cool. Some of the stuff that they do that's fun, like Halfway to Halloween and a couple new series that are coming back. And, you know, we have, you know, the Boulay Brothers, The Last Drive-In. And then we have, you know, some new stuff, you know, Clown in the Cornfield's coming out this summer. Ash is out right now, VHS.
Which I still can't find anywhere.
Which one, Ash?
Really?
Ash, yeah, it's nowhere.
It's playing at one theater by me. I think I'm just, at this point, it sounds like it'll be on Shudder.
I think in June, I think it comes on to Shudder, so.
They're just doing a bunch of Shudder stuff, and they're doing festivals too. They're going to bring a bunch of their movies, like Mandy and Watcher, Revenge, Skinamarink, you know, E's favorite movie of last year, to the theater. They're doing a Shudder 10 screenings series, which is going to be a curated selection of Shudder's films that make their big screen debut, which is not true because I'm pretty sure I saw Revenge in the theater. So I don't know how this.
But Oubliette will be excited, so am I, because they'll be showing The Dark and the Wicked too.
Right. They're showing Amusement Park, The Dark and the Wicked, Deadstream.
Well, then that makes it worth it.
Totally.
Mad God, which is cool.
Yeah.
Mandy, The Medium, Oddity, One Cut of the Dead, Revenge, Skinamarink, Terrified, Tigers Are Not Afraid, which is a great movie, and Watcher.
Terrified.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of cool shit happening. They're doing a tattoo thing in Brooklyn.
Was that the thing you were talking about, though?
What?
Like that horror convention tattoo thing?
No. Oh no. The one I'm talking about is in White Plains, New York.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been seeing ads for that.
Yeah.
This is I think this is just a tattoo thing, but it's cool. That's cool for Shudder. I like a lot of their original series. I love all like the AMC top lists that they do. I don't know if they're on the AMC network, but I love the scariest, the kaiju top 10s, the whatever movies they anytime they do like a documentary series on Shudder, I really dig it. So it's cool. I'm happy that Shudder exists. It's one of the few streaming services that I don't get rid of to save money. I kind of just keep it whether I use it a lot or not. There's always a time where I will need it.
It's the only one I have.
It's one of the few that I actually,
or at least the one I pay for. Yeah. I mean, even it's still under $85 a year if you do the yearly thing, which I always do, or I've always done. So, and they're starting to get better stuff. like they're starting to get more classics, which my sources within Shudder
Within the Shudderverse.
have divulged to me that, you know, they don't necessarily like the old black and white movies, which drives me nuts.
Is it because they can't like upscan them or something?
I don't know. Like,
There's no reason not to. The video quality on Shudder is like pristine, so it's
right. And so many of them, like especially if you're gonna have The Last Drive-In, there's so many 50s, early 60s like B drive-in movies, like science fiction, horror, monster movies. You're
sure. You're running into though, like, you know, servicing a couple different demons there, because it's cool to have the obscure movie for the drive-in, but at the same time, they have to do something big that'll draw like the more normies that are on the spectrum of.
But I mean, there's most of those are public domain, so they're not going to cost you anything.
Right, right.
So just have them, because you could always put them on The Last Drive-In, and Joe Bob can talk about them. You know, it took them forever to start doing.
Like, could they do something like Frankenstein?
Yeah, I mean, they've done.
Is that public domain at this point?
No.
Almost though.
I mean, I'm sure Universal has
his likeness is next year.
Yeah.
Like the makeup style of them, Universal owns, and it expires next year.
Oh, because it's like 95 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can't you redo that, or does that just public domain?
There are certain things that you definitely can re-up, but there are other things that you cannot.
Yeah.
Right.
And it has to do with the lifespan of the people that invented them, I believe.
Interesting.
Right.
If I remember back to my music business contracts class of forever ago.
Because like the makeup that artist created for this movie, Universal owns the copyright to.
Right.
That likeness. So
yeah.
But yeah, I was reading today because I had read the book, so I hadn't seen this entire movie. So I was going back and reading up on some things because I had some questions.
And I
happened to see that. Yeah. I mean, there's parts of I guess.
We'll get into all that, but
so it's cool. Shudder is doing a bunch of stuff for their 10-year anniversary, which is cool. I can't believe it's been 10 years.
It's crazy,
and I appreciate that they exist, and I know there's Screambox and other services, but this one seems to be like the one that a lot of people gravitate to, and I feel like between Shudder and Screambox and Tubi, we're pretty lucky to have what we have for the horror stuff. And I appreciate the original content that they do on Shudder. Like, I feel like Joe Bob is a big get for why people pay for Shudder.
It's mostly why I keep it.
Yeah, I think that's why I keep it too for the fall. And I'm a big Boulay Brothers fan.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the drag race or Dragula race every year. So I don't know if they would be on. Do the ditches and I mean, it's the only thing on Shudder I can get my normie wife to watch. So she doesn't like horror stuff at all, but she loves drag queens. So
that works.
It works.
Hey, some drag queens are scary.
I mean, on that show, it's basically just a makeup effects show. It's basically like Face Off, but with drag queens.
When they're like 6'4" and fucking 250 pounds and they're just angry, shit can get real scary real quick. So that's fun. Always fun.
That's my bit of news, though.
Yeah, that was my news too. It was the only thing I really saw that was interesting. So I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, for less than $10 a month, I mean, come on.
I don't even know what Netflix costs now. I use somebody else's.
It's like 20 a month. I think that's for the highest level of it. You can get one, I think, for as cheap as like $8 or something.
Oh, okay.
And if you pay for a year, it's cheaper.
Yeah, $20 is a lot, but I guess if you're using it.
I just added it, even though I have a million other streaming services, and it is a lot more robust than anything else.
There's so much, but there's almost like
there's no horror though.
There's lots of horror. I mean, there's lots of horror
on Netflix.
Stuff. Yeah,
there's some.
But then they'll have like the really obscure like Zombievers 6. Dude, I don't
you knock Zombievers? It's a great movie.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
but number 6?
Yeah, good for them.
I think he made
I'm more of a number 4 guy, but
I think there's only one Zombievers.
I don't know.
Nah. There's like 22.
Yeah.
Really? Where have I been? I'm falling off.
Yeah.
You are.
The race for the Saw franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a couple small ones. Last Friday in Hollywood, A24 had a teaser premiere for Bring Her Back, which is the spiritual successor to Talk to Me.
Sick.
It's about 95% finished, but basically they just kind of they were doing some other event and they wanted to get people hyped on it, which they are. All the people who attended are blowing up the internet about how it looks crazy. And the directors are like, yeah, we barely showed anything in the previews and the scenes we gave them. So that's a good sign. What I didn't realize, and maybe we touched on this before, is that they were writing Talk to Me and this at the same time. And production, like everything was pretty much at the same time. So like it was so concurrent that some of the characters in each of the movies, they like switched around with each other. And I think that there's some overlap in there too.
You mean
so
actors or characters?
Characters.
Oh, so it's like in the universe.
I think so, because it's saying that they were kind of interchanging the characters between the stories as they were plotting it out.
Oh, shit.
So it may not be in exactly the same universe, but
it could be
it's definitely a similar enough thing. So basically, like the second they finished Talk to Me, they had another movie ready to go, still in their minds. So once that kind of like picked up momentum, they just jumped right to this. So I think that could be somewhat promising because they didn't have any dead time in between it. And they said they didn't really change much in between. They stuck true to like the story and everything they wanted. So Talk to Me didn't actually like dictate what they're doing now. Because I feel like a lot of people who kind of get that success, their second movie doesn't do as well. I don't know if they get a little bit more ego or they think they can play a little more. But I think maybe doing it this way might be
still humble.
That one. Yeah, or just like, you're not trying to get away with more shit or try different things or branch out. Like, yeah, there's so many different things that can happen when you're doing your second project. Not wanting to replicate the first one, getting an ego. Yeah,
bigger
just
budget.
trying to be more playful. Yeah, bigger budget.
Oh my god! Yeah. I mean, this has a huge release though. It's being released by Sony outside of America.
I'm sure after Talk to Me, I'm not surprised. That one blew the fuck up.
But A24, I am a big A24 fan, and they're slowly going down the Blumhouse road.
They are.
Yeah.
They're just throwing it all at the wall.
I think they're just buying anything at this point. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Throwing them bucks at the wall.
I mean, I guess something will stick eventually, but it's a little crazy. But that's pretty cool, though. I'm excited for this one. This could be the best one of the year so far. It's coming out in May.
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of their stuff is like just good enough or just not good enough. Like nothing's been like like not a lot has been, oh man, that was fucking rad.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just been like, yeah, that one was all right.
But a couple that really hit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, Bring Her Back's coming out. That's a good weekend for a movie.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. So then the other one, to a duo that I like, Scott Derrickson and Robert Cargill. They did The Black Phone. They did Sinister. They did the first Doctor Strange, Exorcism of Emily Rose. They just also recently did The Gorge, which I want to talk about on this sometime.
Did they do Sinister?
They did. Yeah. They did Sinister.
That movie's so scary.
I love Sinister. So they are, I don't know if you've ever heard of the book Road of Bones, but they are developing that now. It's a Christopher Golden novel. And it is really fucking creepy.
What's it called?
It's
again?
The Road of Bones. The film follows an American documentarian who travels to the infamous Siberian highway to chronicle the road's tragic history, only for him and his group to be haunted and chased by angry, mysterious figures in the frozen region.
That sounds cool.
so if they pick up and they really take from the book, this could be really cool and throw back to, movies kind of like, I don't know, The First Thing and stuff like that, where it's not always like right in your face at all the time, and it's just
Right.
kind of like scary and desolate.
Implied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just like the desolation was like the big thing of the story that was so scary, because you're fucking shit out of luck if anything happens.
Yeah. Like you were saying on one of the last episodes, all the technology we have now, it's like, how can you not figure shit out at this point? Like, you have to be somewhere where it doesn't work, or you just can't have it. So
Yep.
I'm down for that.
Yep. And that's all I have. Oh, other than Tony Gilroy, who's the showrunner in Andor, the Star Wars series. Since it's had some success, he's been talking about what he's trying to talk them into doing next with the Star Wars franchise, and he's trying to get them to greenlight a horror series for him to do.
I
Star
feel
Wars
like
one.
that's a no-brainer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they haven't gotten real close, but some of the newer series have delved in lightly into stuff like that. The Alkalite that got canceled, I think, could have gone way more horror if they wanted to. And I actually liked that one. I was bummed out it got canceled. It had really great actors, and it was the darkest thing I had seen them do as far as like a whole story from beginning to end, because there was nothing really happy about any of it.
Right.
But yeah, he's trying to pitch horror and a just full out Star Wars sitcom, which I do think if they did some WandaVision-esque stuff, it could be funny.
Yeah.
But
They
anyways.
could do it. I think there's like some comic books that are like Star Wars sitcom-y. It could work.
With laugh tracks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like C-3PO and R2-D2 roll into the thing, and everyone's like, oh, they're like, whoa, it's, like
It could be
Kramer.
fun.
It could be very elf-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw the preview for WandaVision, I was like, this is either going to be really cool or fall flat. And they pulled it off really well. So,
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
you get a creative enough person to do it.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Therein lies the problem. You got to get the right creative person to do it. Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have any horror news. Well, I did, but it was the Shutter thing. But me and Oubliette talked a little bit about that Amityville horror
Oh, yeah.
documentary thing that I just recently watched. I forget what it was on. Was it on Shutter? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My Amityville horror.
Yeah, about Danny or whatever, one of the kids. Actually, the Lutz kids, dude, that family's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're so fucked up. Like the whole thing just seems like a giant
I think I started that
scam.
documentary. Yeah.
You should watch it, because normally a lot of those documentaries are about the
True crime of it all.
right. The people that got murdered in it. This one is about the actual family that the movie was based on. So, and it just, the kid is, well, I mean, he's an old man now, but he's a fucking psycho. Just complete, like, emotional rage that he's barely holding on to the entire time. And then he'll snap and then it'll cut to like a scene of him fucking shredding on his guitar. And you're like, all right. But then, it goes to visit, what's her name? Lorraine Warren. And it's just
That's
crazy.
Salesman.
Yeah. Well, you just get the sense of like, yeah, probably nothing happened in that house and
At all.
at all.
Like-
And the parents,
Just
well,
some
maybe
people
not so
yelling.
much the mom initially, but the husband was just a complete fucking psycho and was all into the occult and got, the mother into it. And then they were just being fucking, menaces on their family. And I told Oubliette,
Yeah.
it'd be awesome to see that movie, but focusing on how crazy the family actually was, like, because the father was obsessed with the occult, that that's why. I mean, maybe there is one, but after like the second Amityville Horror and then the remake, like I haven't watched any other ones adaptations, so maybe there is one like that, but I don't know. Yeah, that was interesting to see because I was just couldn't believe how fucking crazy these people were.
Shit like that bums me out so bad, especially these stories that you've been like reading about since you were young, or at least I have, because I'm really into true crime books and paranormal books. And then the more you learn about the Warrens through the years, and then stuff like this, and you're like, like, these are just like mentally unwell people, and the Warrens were like, yeah, we'll take care of that for you.
Here's some wood of the cross Jesus was crucified on. How the fuck did you get that? And I mean,
don't ask
how do they know?
Questions, Lorraine. Don't ask.
Yeah,
I can't do it because they had like some thick. Weren't they from Rhode Island, Connecticut area? So it's like they definitely had like some. What do you mean, Lorraine? Get back inside the house before I beat the ghost out of you.
Yeah. Like what?
I mean, I was sad though they closed that museum because when I moved here, I think it was the last year it was open, so I had plans to go.
Yeah,
and like every visit was sold out.
Yeah,
and then
for a bit they were opening it back up during the Halloween season for like private tours and like things. But then they stopped that.
They were getting in trouble because the neighbors kept ratting them out. It was never a business; it was just a home.
Right.
So like they got in a fuck ton of trouble for it. And now if the neighbors even see cars parked out there, they just call the cops on them and get them in trouble for trying to run a business out of a home. But I mean, the Sons were gonna do something, and then they took some of the shit out of there and we're gonna create another museum, and like ran out of money. It's like a whole thing. And then they gave some of their stuff or sold some of their stuff to some other museums. It's like
there's a lot.
Sounds like they were having some money problems.
I mean, I ain't mad at the hustle. I respect it.
No.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Annabelle.
Right. Fucking Raggedy Ann.
There's a haunted doll at the Paranormal Museum in Asbury Park. And it's fucking terrifying.
Oh, okay. So there was one at the Zach Braggins. Well, there's a couple at the Zach Braggins Museum, but one's in its own room with a spirit box, and it likes to call you a bitch. But it's this British doll, and it was funny because I thought I was gonna get real scared because this one allegedly has killed people, and they give you the whole fucking story. Sure. But I had more fun just like asking it about British things. And you weren't supposed to tell it your name or look it in the eyes. So of course I'm like telling it Kate's name. I'm like, this is Kate Jacoby. Like,
oh my god,
this is Dominic Diaby, and they're like, shut the fuck up. And we were asking I was asking if she wanted to get tea, and the spirit box, was like, bitch, whatever.
Talking like Wallace and Gromit. Hello, and you're like, Zach in the back on the fucking walkie-talkie.
Oh, somebody's like putting stuff in that spirit box, but at the same time, the one that was they had another one in the basement or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it definitely sounded like a low, weird, like get out through the static. And I was like, that's enough for me. It's really dark down here. I don't care if it's real or not. I just want to get out. So I'm going to do that because there's pentagrams everywhere. Later.
Yeah. All right. So anyone got anything else?
I got to see Marilyn Manson's teeth and the pee stain on his death outfit in there too.
Nice.
Fun.
How's his teeth in
there was cool serial killer stuff. I will say, despite some of the shit being whatever, if you ever get a chance,
it's real cool,
you should go because they have Zach Braggins, the one that's in Jenna Jameson's parents' old house in Vegas. There's just cool relics. And as far as serial killer shit, but he even has like Dr. Kevorkian's car where he killed people in. And he has the part of James Dean's car that he died in, which is the most expensive thing in that museum. There's cool shit, but we were like making fun of it because like a lot of the rooms have a TV thing before it starts to like tell you about what you're in the room, and it's always like, this family was terrorized by demons for 30 years, and they found out that all of them were coming from this like cattle poker, and Zach Braggins bought it. And like the next room is like, And when Jeffrey Dahmer, like, whatever, blah, 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 and like shit blood on this carpet. And then Zach Braggins bought it.
Until it ended up here at the Zach Braggins home, right? Like
exactly. Yeah. But they have like Ed Gein's like a trough that he bled people out in. Like they have some cool shit in there. Yeah. Like just that, it's worth seeing.
It's like shit that you don't want to have, but you definitely want to see.
Yeah, like I don't want to touch it. I didn't want to touch anything in there. But I did it was great seeing it. It's funny when you leave too, they have like a giant like throne made of crystals just in case you want to like, sit on it and like cleanse yourself on that.
Don't get me fucking started with the crystals. All the fucking hippies that come to my job, they always gift me crystals. Fucking Grateful Dead nonsense. Like, you should put this one in your mouth and spin around while you do it. I'm good.
It's like that scene.
I've got them all over me.
It's like that scene in the Lost Boys where fucking Grandpa keeps giving Corey Haim the stuff fucking taxidermy animal. He's like, and he puts them in his closet and there's 1,000 in them. Terry just comes home and he pulls a drawer out at work and it's just
the
full
guy
of
told
crystals.
Me he transfers energy to it through his like anus. I was like,
of course,
good, man.
Oh, gross. But yeah, they were laughing at me. Well, they were laughing at me while they were doing the crystal thing. I ran back over to another doll that has this crazy, weird kid killing story, but it's in like a little tiny container. And I went over and was just like, I am so sorry if there's really a soul trapped in you and you're stuck here. I had no idea when I paid for this. And I just want to say sorry. Don't follow me home, please. Yeah. They were like, what were you saying to him? I'm like, nothing. I'm apologizing it because it's like under a fucking like cake dome.
Like, don't worry
about it. Seems like it's suffocating.
Like a circus freak doll.
Yeah. Like just leave me be.
Yeah.
Saying my piece.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's been all right, folks. Frankenstein, 1931.
Wait a minute, 1931.
Yes.
I watched Robert De Niro in mine.
I'll talk a little bit about that. So here's the synopsis. Henry Frankenstein, who was a doctor trying to discover a way to make a living human using human body parts from the recently deceased. He succeeds, but his creation is looked upon as a monster by the local inhabitants who wish to destroy it. So I fucking love this movie. I love it so much. I want to make love to it all day and all night. I love it. It is my favorite.
Us how you really feel.
Universal Pictures monster movie. I love it more than the novel because yeah, I hate the way Mary Shelley writes. There's a lot of
it's a 19-year-old girl,
right? But it's just it was such a
wait. Mary Shelley was 19 when she was writing those books.
She was. Not to insult if there's any 19-year-old women, girls listening to this.
No,
but she's great. She's a young kid, yeah.
But let's just say it's hard to read something you might write.
Yeah,
sorry.
It was just the repeating of certain words. Like she'd use one word and then that'd be like her buzzword for the next 4 pages, and it would just come up over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this word anymore. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the story's fine. But this movie
it could be worse.
It definitely could
be
worse.
Like Aldous Huxley sitting there with the fucking dictionary, just looking how many fucking words he can add to the book to make you feel stupid.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Could be worse, but it was, I like the play adaptation, which is what the movie derived a lot from. The play adaptation, when, they combine everything. It's a stage play and they change a bunch of stuff, and and the whole thing with the monster being called Frankenstein in a lot of the plays, like I think in one of especially the 1927 play, they referred to the monster as Frankenstein. So people since then that have called
just fucked it up forever.
Yeah, Frankenstein, like it's fine, whatever. Yeah. Everyone knows.
We all know what you're. We all know.
Dude, it is what it is by now.
Oh, I hate when people try to be all particular about that.
Oh, the monster.
It's Frankenstein's monster.
It's his monster.
I'm like, bitch,
we know.
It is Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein.
But how do you feel about the ending change in the movie and the fact that they didn't even use the same actors to
They
film
used
the
Colin
end.
Clive. Yeah. I mean, well, he bounced. He was like, all right, I gotta go. And they're like,
Yeah.
they didn't use any music for the last scene because they couldn't afford it. Like, this is one of
The last scene is what makes it not a perfect movie for 1931. It's a really important movie and horror movie, and there's so much good about this movie. And that last scene, it really just tarnishes it a little bit. It really does. It definitely takes like a notch off it. But it's like I understand why it was done in the times, right? Like it had to be done.
well, I mean, sure,
It
but
didn't have to be done,
It's
but
so bleak if it wasn't done
Sure.
that way.
well, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't know. What's the release like of this movie? How wide released is this? Is this in every theater in 1931?
No, it
I mean,
wasn't.
how many movies were really coming out? And that, them saying
Right.
everybody went to go see this, right? So
By 1932, it did an estimated rental, which I'm assuming is like theaters renting it to
Okay,
show it,
yeah.
was like $1.4 million, and it was only like $126,000.
yeah, but think about how many
Yeah, that's
nickels that is
crazy.
back then.
Right.
Yeah.
like so,
Well, yeah,
everybody
I
saw it
get
like a
it.
million times, right? So it's
Yeah.
like there was definitely some like think about the way MPAA boards are now, or like the PMRC in the 80s. Like just think about idiots in the last 40 years. So like 100 years ago, there was definitely some like crazy religious psychopaths on some movie board. It's like, we can't make a film that ends this bleak. We must have
Well-
some happiness.
Well,
at the
it was
end."
also the Great Depression, and they
Right.
edited him saying he was God out of it.
Yeah, for some of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they
Yeah.
re-added it when it re-released in like the 50s. But well, that's why
Yeah,
they did that
You have to be
disclaimer.
sensitive in the Great
Yeah.
Depression, you know.
That whole disclaimer from the professor in it was added like months later because they were worried about that line and about how him, being sacrilegious. So they didn't want to offend all the crazy religious groups. So they went back and reshot him, the professor, saying like, oh, blah, blah, blah. This isn't.
Oh no, they did a lightning strike.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about when
Oh, the other part.
that very beginning scene when he
Oh,
comes
yeah,
out
yeah.
and he's addressing the audience. They did that. So it was like, hey, this isn't like real. This is all fake. It's blah, blah, blah. Don't get mad at us type
Oh,
thing.
the introductory scene.
Yeah.
Is that added on?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like months later because they were worried
yeah.
about the whole issue with him being like, I wanted to be God and I am God, and it being like sacrilegious. I didn't want to offend anyone. But
This movie's a tight 110 minutes. It is so fast.
I love it.
I've never seen an old movie.
Oh, that's weird. It was only 65 minutes. The one I just watched.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean it's probably a little bit of a
Did I miss a cut?
like credits and stuff.
maybe. Yeah, and I could be wrong.
Okay.
Well,
but-
I've seen
but
109
it's
minutes,
quick.
or
It's
not
quick.
109 minutes, but
No,
an hour and
no.
9 minutes.
There's clearly things missing and rushed and cut out, obviously. But for an old movie, like most old movies don't feel, even if they are, under 2 hours, they feel like 5 hours.
Oh
This
yeah,
movie is moving. It's cooking. And it's very engaging still. All these, I mean, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, in full in a long time. And so rewatching it, the other day, I was impressed at how engaged I was, moving through it.
yeah. That's one of the things
Mhm.
I loved about it is because they had such a tight budget and because it was so short. They're like, even the scenes that had, it was just dialogue between the actors, they were only like a minute long. And then it got right back into something happening. There was always some sort of action going, which I loved. I'm like, yes. And it's such a quick watch because you can put it on and it's over before you realize like, oh, damn.
So quick.
Yeah, so quick. I mean, I love the characters. I love the set. Like, I love the set design, in which James Well was influenced, obviously, by Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. There's a lot of scenes where it's got that German impression.
Definitely.
Oh yeah,
know,
the crooked.
yeah.
You would think it was a German impression film.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
Well, that's also one of the interesting things about it is where it's set differs from the book to the plays, and this is kind of like a fantasy land. Like you never really know. Like everyone's obviously like English or whatever, but it's never set in any certain place. Even the clothing, like you go from 30s clothing, they're like ragtime stuff to like people wearing like lederhosen and walking through the village. You're like, wait, what are we doing? The effects, I mean, Jack Pierce's makeup for Frankenstein was iconic.
It's probably like the most iconic,
right, ever,
I think.
And a lot of that too, not to take anything away from Jack Pierce because he did amazing work, but I mean, Boris Karloff, you couldn't cast anyone else and have it work. I mean, he took his partial out to have the one side of his face sunken in, and just that monster. I mean, this for me is probably one, if not the greatest. I mean, I say this about King Kong too, but King Kong that's also like a fantasy action type monster movie. Where this is like one of the first like very strictly sci-fi horror movies with like a monster. Like he is a monster. He's fucking ugly for the time, and I mean,
compared to the other Universal monster movies, this one definitely holds its place a little bit higher.
Yeah,
by the way it plays out, and it looks so good still so good.
Absolutely,
it's just so dark too. I think that's part of it. It's like devoid of color, obviously, because of the time, but like it plays so well nowadays, just because of everything now, like is so dark. Like TVs nowadays are so dark.
Oh, dude,
like, everything is so dark.
Everything's so dark
that they can. I think the TVs can handle the blacks of this movie so well that like it.
Oh yeah,
it still holds up really, really well. You don't.
The windmill
really
scene is awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like when they're all getting up there with the flames, it's like beautiful.
Yeah,
which is
which is crazy because most old movies look like shit on our TVs now.
Right.
And even like the hissing and the crackling of the sound, like you can, there's tons of I'm sure there's a Blu-ray 4K that E probably has that sounds like amazing.
Even any of the like the remastered versions or whatever, they all still have that, like it's all in there. The picture just might be a little more clear, but
I'm sure they could get rid of that if they wanted to.
Who would want to though? Yeah, it's so good. That's one of my favorite parts.
But I think another reason why it holds up so well, and it never gets talked about. It always gets talked about the makeup and the zaniness of Colin is that there is such an emotional attachment still to the monster. It's it's really conveyed really well. Even in just a short 90 minutes, you really feel bad for this fucking thing. Like I didn't really think I would give a fuck watching it, just, rewatching it now. And because as a kid, I don't think I really did, but as an adult watching it, I'm like, ooh, like this is really fucked. Like if this actually
that's one of the things it did good that it kept over from the novel, which was the empathy and the sympathy you feel for the monster. I love that the monster is actually a monster in this, and Boris Karloff doesn't talk
very much so,
and he's because it gives you, it's one of those, it's such a dynamic movie in the way that you could still fear the monster but still feel bad for him. And even Henry Frankenstein, he fucked everything up, but he's still like a sympathetic character, as where in the novel and some of the plays, like Victor Frankenstein is like a fucking psycho and he beats the monster. And, and that's why they have Fritz in this is, Fritz is the one fucking terrorizing the monster, where in, a lot of the previous ones plays in the book, like, Henry or Victor Frankenstein's the one that's like, oh, like in one of the plays, he's like, treats him like a slave. And that, so they split the characters up. So I mean, I like that, and you still feel bad, like, oh man, yeah, you sure fucked things up, and now you're trying to right your wrong. And like you were talking about that, the windmill scene, like one of the coolest parts.
The sounds he's making, dude.
Oh yeah, the coolest scenes in that movie is when they're on each side of the rotor and they're looking back at each other, and it's like they're both kind of looking in the mirror. They're mirror images of each other, different parts of their personality, and it's powerful. It's a powerful movie.
That scene has been reused in so many things, and it's well. It's so good. That
good. Oops.
I was just gonna say the character and the range of emotions that he played with it, as well as it also sometimes seemingly being silly. It's not when you really look into it. It was funny watching it, from front to back this time and really paying attention because some of the sounds sounded like almost like a monkey, a dog whimpering. There was some that almost sounded like farting, and then at the end, it's just like a deaf person being attacked by a swarm of bees.
Oh yeah,
but it totally works, and especially if you take a step back and just think of it as like this thing was created. It shows up, and it's like, what the fuck is going? Like, why am I here? What is going on? Why do you have fire in my face?
Right.
Like, what the fuck? It's so good in that way of just like, it's like the whole movie he's just confused as shit, and rightly so, and it's really sad, but yeah, it's also really powerful.
One of my favorite sounds
and funny sometimes.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is when the monster breaks into the mansion and he goes to take Elizabeth, and he's like following her around and behind her back, and she doesn't know, and she turns around and he goes, wow. like, hey lady, come here. Oh, dude, I love every time I see that. It cracks me up. And this is over fucking.
How did he get
know.
there?
He walked, bro.
Like, how does he figure out that's where they were, though? That's what I was trying to figure.
There's a lot of.
Did he follow the sound of the party? Is that what it was?
Probably, but I mean, there's a lot of like the windmill.
I'm sure it got cut out, and sure we missed how he got there.
Where these things take place, a lot of them were supposed to take place in the same building. Like the windmill was where everything was supposed to happen, but like initially in the novel, if I remember correctly, in the plays. Whereas the windmill's separate because it's at the end. The clock tower is where he's creating it, and then everything else. So but also in the novel, like he's fucking like Victor Frankenstein in the novel has to follow him all types of places because he's running everywhere because it takes place in like France and Germany, and then he ends up in the fucking Arctic.
In the novel, does the little girl scene with the flowers and the water, obviously, like, does that play out the same way?
That's not. It's different. It's a whole different thing.
Was it even in it?
Not like that. It's been a while since I've read the novel, but I believe it's
such an iconic part of the movie. So
right. That was added
that was in the movie.
No, I don't think there's something similar to it, I believe, in the novel. I could be wrong.
Because it's like such like a good poignant way of being like, oh, he was just trying to make a friend.
See, the whole thing in the novel is, I think there's some part in the novel that has to do with kids, but it's not like that. Because in the novel, he's like extremely smart. He's super strong. He's like very articulate. He's like, the ultimate human being. Like he's a superhuman. But then he just starts growing more and more like resentful of being created because he's fucking hideous.
Sure.
And he can't. He's like, oh, I'm so awesome, but everyone hates me because I'm fucking disgusting. And you did this to me, you motherfucker. So, he gets back at Victor the entire book.
He doesn't, the girl doesn't have, he kills a girl in the book, but there's no like symbolism or anything with that.
Yeah.
But shout out to Monster Squad that does.
Yeah. Which is one of the best adaptations of all the Universal put into one.
Definitely.
Wolfman's Got Nards.
Dude, totally.
Such a good movie.
It is such a good movie. We did that on here, but we should revisit it with us because it was the old
did people dog on it?
No, we all loved it.
Okay, good.
I'll talk about that movie any chance I get because it's fucking awesome.
I'm like, who do I need to kill?
Yeah, no.
Or send an angry text to.
Yeah, right.
Or tag in a silly meme.
Yeah. Meme's the word.
Dangerous.
Yeah. I just love this adaptation because it's a legit science fiction sci-fi horror movie. It's got a great monster. The runtime's amazing. The actors do great. Like this to me shows even now Like you can still make a movie an hour long, an hour and 20 minutes, and not have to dwell on any certain scenes. Like you could just fucking get after it and get to the point and have things implied and people will be okay with it. Whereas even what was the movie? Opus. What was it?
Yeah.
An hour and 40 minutes, like complete runtime. So time of the movie was probably an hour and 20 minutes or whatever. Like there were certain parts where it just stayed on too long and you're like, oh man, if you were going to spend so much time, you could have expanded on some more gory shit or more fucked up stuff instead of let's talk for 10 minutes. Let's have a 10-minute dialogue scene where this is like, hey, we're going to have 10 lines total. And then we're getting to an angry mob or a fucking, somebody dying or the
It's
monster.
crazy the turnaround time of these movies when you're looking at like when they came out. It's pretty nuts. Like the Universal monster movies, like Dracula 1931, Frankenstein 1931, The Mummy 1932, like Invisible Man 1933, Bride of Frankenstein 35, where Visible Son of Frankenstein 39, and then you got The Wolfman in 41. Like in 10 years, so much has come out. Like I left out a bunch, but like it's crazy how quickly they worked.
Yeah, well, I mean,
for back then,
they were cranking them out, which I think a lot of them to me, or maybe not a lot, but many, like Bride of Frankenstein and Son of Frankenstein, where they start using all types of different people to play the monster. Like, but nothing else works without Boris Karloff. Even in Bride of Frankenstein, like it's cool, but he's not the same because he put on a little more weight and he wasn't as scary and he became more human, which I don't like personally. Like I like him being a monster and being confused and angry and scary and sympathetic instead of having a lot of screen time where he's articulating, good, and being happy and shit.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to see that. I want to see the monster fucking stuff up. Like you're making him too much like all the other characters in the movie. And a lot of people
more like a human.
Right.
Like,
I'm like, that's not what I want, which is crazy because so many people are like, the Bride of Frankenstein is the best out of all the Frankensteins. It's better than the original. And I'm like, that's fucking insane to me. And a lot of people say it's because you see the monster more. I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't have, like, the makeup isn't as good. Like you see so much of his face and it's too smooth. Like there's not enough detail in it to make it scary. And he's smiling and it's way too jovial. And then there's the little people scene where it's like, oh, I created these little guys and I keep them under glass. And you're like, what the fuck am I watching now? But this movie, I think it hits everything. Like it hits the horror, hits the science fiction, it hits the terror, hits the sympathy you have for the monster. The acting's great. Even the little breaks of like levity, like with the Burgermeister and everything, like they're quick. So it doesn't take too long to where it starts to become corny.
Who wants champagne?
Yeah.
Get your glasses, girls.
Yeah.
Yes,
but I do say, as bad as that ending is, it does kind of tie up from the intro.
Right.
Because you have these kind of narrated in a way, like the ending gives that classic theater, goodbye.
Totally. Well, Annie was supposed to die. Like Henry was supposed to die and
I know.
We can't do that. So
And wasn't she supposed to die too?
Oh yeah, I think everyone was supposed to die.
Yeah. And then they allude that she's with child or something with the toast. Or celebrating the home. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, at the same time, people were living in like cardboard shanty towns at the time. They were, their entertainment was the radio, or they'd have those crazy like dance competitions where you literally danced till you collapsed. Like that was fun in the Great Depression. So
doing the can until you fucking pass out.
Yeah,
somewhere
canned
they're
food.
doing that in America right now too.
Yeah,
canned
food. So you got to make Frankenstein a little happy. You got to end it with a champagne cheers.
Yeah, and even some of the stuff that it doesn't really get into, like Victor Moritz, the like friend.
So they didn't use Victor because they said that name for Americans would be like not great, so they used Henry, but then they named the friend Victor.
Right. Yeah, and Elizabeth is Elizabeth, and it's just it's super confusing. But the whole love affair between those two that it doesn't really go into, but you know, in the novel
implied.
and in the plays, like there's a whole thing between them. But that's, to me, that's just how these movies are. Like there's always a guy that's like an acquaintance or a friend who's, you know, coveting the main character's chick, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, backstory is like they were either engaged and then Elizabeth had to break it off because her and Henry were, it was like a prearranged marriage. Like she didn't hate him or anything, but she was in love with the other dude. And but
the Baron is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Baron Frankenstein is just
Oh God.
so perfectly over the top.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
but it's funny though because like Dr. Frankenstein and the monster are so grounded compared to everybody else. It's like, and like, you know, and the little girl and even the little girl's dad's like, I'm gonna go out to the field. And like she was like, okay, Dad. Like she was way more normal than her psycho dad. But like between the three of them, everybody else is like on another level of ridiculousness. So like the Baron is just like so theater, over the top theater kid. Like,
that's why I love these old movies, is because they're a stage play, but they're not long, so they're just getting after it. But they'll throw these silly ass characters in, which sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it totally fucks the flow up. But in this, like I said, they're not in there that long. Like they don't give them that much screen time, so it just gives it a little break, and then it gets back to something being really dark. Like imagine seeing this shit in 1931. Like you'd be like, oh my God.
Frankenstein's, you know, his assistant is like, he's not on screen that much. And when he is shining. He is shining.
Yeah. Dwight Fry was perfect.
When he's picking up his sock, when he goes up the stairs, like the little things he did were just so good. It's over the top, but like in a good way.
I mean,
maybe it's a young Frankenstein in my brain replaying.
Well, for us now, we could definitely appreciate the comedic like campiness of it. I'm sure back then they were,
I mean,
look at this guy with a hump.
Well, I mean, look at Young Frankenstein. They clearly, the humor is there. They didn't really do anything different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
They just like talked about it.
Even from that first scene when they go to the graveyard, you know, and
he's like climbing up on the fucking
and he pops up like it's like a fucking Laurel and Hardy type thing. They their heads pop up on the gate, and then he comes up behind them.
I audibly giggled when it fucking cut the body down.
Oh yeah,
right from the
here I come, and he just walks into the scene, with like a thud sound. Oh, yeah,
that was good. It was good.
But yeah, all like that shit is hilarious, but it doesn't take away from the heaviness of the movie.
No, it just brings
which is hard to do.
It's a different enjoyment of it.
But it's good. It definitely makes it more palatable.
Was it funny to viewers in 31 when they saw it?
I mean,
they giggled when the body went thump. They were probably like,
they were probably terrified. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
No, I even loved the beginning when they're headed up to stop him or see what he's doing. And, you know, they get in and Elizabeth's like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here tonight because I'm worried about you. And Victor's just like, you're crazy. We're not going anywhere because you're crazy. And you're like, okay, that's nice. That's an interesting tactic to try to talk somebody off of bringing a body back to life.
Yeah. All of it's so good. It's so good.
And the doctor's just like, yeah, this is kind of crazy, but what do you got over here? Let me look around a little bit.
He's like, let me see what you've accomplished with my work. Oh, yeah, you know. But yeah, I love even the character Fritz, a complete shitbag to the monster and deserves what he got.
Oh, yeah, he's
but
real
before that, you're kind of feeling sympathetic for him because he's this crippled guy who's at the beck and call of...
I felt zero sympathy for him.
I didn't feel any sympathy for him. He didn't seem like that much at the beck and call. He was probably getting paid well, honestly. I don't buy it.
Right. But I'm saying, you still feel like, oh, there's this fucking guy he has to do all the dirty work.
Sure.
And he's getting yelled at by Henry.
I don't know, man.
Henry wasn't really yelling at him.
When he was climbing those gallows, he was happy to lick boots. He seemed really stoked about it.
Yeah. I mean, fair point. Fair point. I still felt a little bad.
He got to live in like a cool castle thing.
He got a whip.
yeah.
I think
what's a
that
whip?
yeah. And he was putting the fire in the monster's face. I mean, he's
I mean, he
like a
definitely
crackhead.
deserved it.
I
Yeah,
don't
he-
like Fritz.
He definitely deserved what he got. I don't feel
Fritz
bad
was a
about that.
liability.
Well,
A liability.
obviously, he got the wrong fucking brain. Abby Normal.
Yeah. And he didn't even try to pick up the other one. It could have been fine. Who knows? I mean, do you
Yeah, who
guys know
knows?
if a brain falls on the floor? Is that bad? I don't know. Do you know? No. I
If
don't know.
if a brain falls in the woods, does anybody hear it? Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know if it would squish in the woods. Who knows?
You don't know. Yeah, there's honestly nothing I disliked about this movie. Nothing really bugged me.
Mm.
When I don't watch it for a while, I'll think, oh, there's some parts that might drag, and then I watch it and it's over so quick, and it's almost nonstop action the entire time. There's always something going on that I then think, okay, it doesn't drag because it's almost over by now.
There's light action.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at it compared to like a Nosferatu. It's completely just like a completely different viewing experience for something that's only 10 years later.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Nosferatu. I was like looking around to make sure there wasn't any children around or many other. That movie's just different.
Yeah. Definitely. Just what about you guys? Anything you didn't like? Well, we are
Just the end.
okay.
Oh, Victor's mustache really pissed me off.
Fair.
But
I mean,
it was fitting. It was fitting for him. His dialogue wasn't very robust. So
yeah, no, he was just
you're crazy.
He was there. Yeah, the knight in shining armor, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah. I know. He was like, "We're gonna go down there and put a stop to it." And that's all he said. And then he sat in his seat when he was told.
I do love the silliness of all the struggling with the monster scenes. Anytime somebody's in a tussle with the monster, it's like they're automatically just like, immediately just choked out so quick.
Oh yeah, and I mean, yeah, Boris Karloff was amazing. Good.
I was just thinking how fun it would have been to play him. Because you could have just like flailed yourself around onto people, knocking people over, wriggling on the ground, screaming maniacally, making whatever sound you wanted, just kind of bopping around.
Yeah,
doing shit.
Definitely would be fun if it wasn't so painful, I'm sure. Because he just was tortured in that makeup. He had fucking metal rods in his leg to keep him more stiff. He's on fucking like platform boots. His back is all fucked up. Dude, okay.
What did he remove? You said he removed something from his face?
Well, he had a partial denture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how he got that like sunken in part on the right side of his face. He would take it out and so it'd be more corpse-like, which is why in the second one, it's not as cool because he looks like a more well-fed corpse. Like you'd expect him to be wasting away, but no, he's, got a little more meat on him.
Been eaten.
Yeah. And the same with like the following ones, like Glenn Strange or was it Glenn Strange or Victor Strange? Glenn? All the other ones that are just stupid and fat. And then you got fucking what's his nuts?
De Niro?
The Wolfman. No, the Wolfman playing him. Yeah. Lon Chaney Jr.
Lon Chaney. Yeah.
And they're just these fat guys. And it was crazy because Bela Lugosi read for the part first and they were just like, nah, you're good. Like I wouldn't.
I wish they still had that.
Yeah.
It's like lost footage.
Yeah.
Because they said he had some like fucked up wig on and like a totally different look too.
Well, yeah, he came in dressed as one of the earlier film adaptations of Frankenstein and was, this giant head, this huge wig, and this like funky makeup that he wanted to do it himself. So he probably looked fucking ridiculous. But to him, he was like, this is the best makeup ever. Like, there's no way I can't get this part. And well, obviously he was wrong. But yeah, I mean, Boris Karloff suffered so much. Like his back was never the same after this. Can we talk about how strong he was? Like when he's just lugging Henry Frankenstein, when he's lugging Colin Clive up to the thing, he's just like throwing him and just, dude, damn.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah. On all that shit too. Like on his fucking platform boots with fucking pipes and
They had better
metal
cocaine back in 30s.
Yeah, it's something. He was just a strapping young man.
So, okay, we're 100 years later. We're getting another Frankenstein next year with our girl Mia Goth. Like,
I mean, Mia Goth, yes, but
like, what else could what,
really?
like,
She's about to shit on your favorite movie. E. Just shit right on it.
like, what do we?
One of your favorite movies.
She better get naked.
Like, what do we think? Like, you could really do with this story anymore? Like, when all these remakes, like, we always talk about it, but for something that's like this movie, like even 94, like was 94's Mary Shelley. I remember when that came out. Was it really? It wasn't really hated. It was kind of just like, oh, it was all right.
People thought Robert De Niro did the best job. And let me say, if they could remake that movie, like remake the book, do an adaptation, a film adaptation of the novel. That's what that was, right? That's what that was.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw it. I remember seeing the trailers and everything.
I want to like it, but Robert De Niro as this is Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And he looks, even with his face all fucked up, that's Robert De Niro. And as great of an actor as he is, he's not the book version of this articulate, superhuman, gross, disgusting monster who's super smart and everything else. I wish they could just remake that with better casting. Skarsgård would be perfect.
Are we getting a Skarsgård in the next one?
No, I think it's Jared Leto or something, isn't it?
Oh,
no, it's
not.
No, it's not. Victor Frankenstein is Oscar Isaac.
Oh, okay. That's
You're talking about that one. You're not talking about the Maggie Gyllenhaal one.
Bride of Frankenstein, right.
Yeah, that's Bride of Frankenstein with why can't I remember it? Christian Bale as Frankenstein.
Oh,
the monster.
Christian Bale could play the
Dr.
monster.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, but he's got tattoos all over him, and he looks like Jared Leto in the Joker.
Right. That's
as the Joker. Yeah. Look at the picture online. He just like is covered in these like shitty white boy tattoos.
Yes, because when I bring my monster back to life, I make sure I pick some face tattooed cloud wrapper.
That's the one we're bummed about. But the other one, I'm not that bummed about. So it's Oscar Isaac. Mia Goth is Elizabeth.
Is what's his name doing it? The guy who just did
it's Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, okay, he's doing it. I thought he was doing this Christian Bale one.
Gives it a little bit more.
No, Maggie Gyllenhaal is directing the Christian Bale one.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I mean
that's the one that they actually toured my work because they wanted to film
Bride.
the diner.
I mean, for me personally, like you can't get worse than the actual original Bride of Frankenstein because I hate that movie. I hate it so much.
Love that movie. Oh
they
my God,
love it.
Christian Bale. Is this actually a picture?
Yeah, that's it.
Does he have a hope tattoo on his chest?
I think so. Something stupid.
Yikes.
But the Guillermo del Toro one is a sequel.
Right.
It's Dr. Pretorius tracks down Frankenstein's monster who's believed to have died in a fire 40 years before in order to continue the experiments of Dr. Victor Frankenstein.
Which, I mean, it gives me hope that Del Toro's doing it. So we'll see.
This Maggie Gyllenhaal movie looks like trash just based off these pictures. Yikes.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know this is an audio podcast, but people, if you're listening, you got to look at this Christian Bale as the Frankenstein. He looks like Jared Leto's Joker. Mm-hmm. He looks exactly like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And that one is based in 1930s Chicago.
Oh, yes, because everybody has barbed wire tattoos and hope across their chest.
Well, no, I think
Chicago.
I think they're doing dance scenes in it, like the new Joker movie type feeling, as far as I know, because I've seen some sort of pictures that could or could not be real of like.
If anybody could pull it off, it's my man from the Newsies, Christian Bale.
Stills that look like dancing. Hey, he was in Swing Kids, and that's the best dancing movie ever.
And Empire of the Sun.
A good one. It's a good one. Newsies is great.
Yeah. Maybe he'll yell at someone for not answering the phone. Answer the fucking phone.
Oh, yeah.
Have a meltdown.
I'm going to send you guys a picture and just, it's going to be awful.
All right. So are we candy corn? Are we grading? Do we grade this movie because it's so old? Did we do it?
Hell yeah. I mean, you can do it now. I'm I wasn't ready to stop shitting on Maggie Gyllenhaal's Bride of Frankenstein.
Right, you guys can keep going. I have to bid adieu.
No, it's
soon.
okay. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering why somebody has a hope tattoo in 1930s Chicago.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, we'll find out, and we will find out.
Yikes. Who's that? That's the bride?
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Oh,
need any of
fuck
that.
me.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
like
it's
some
going to be a
broken
pile
doll
of
face?
shit.
Who is
Yep.
that? Who is that actress?
Jesse Buckley.
I don't
It
know who
looks
that
like
is.
it looks like the SNL actress who's really, really funny, making fun of something.
She was in that movie, that horror movie, Men.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm. And then a whole bunch of other indie films.
it looks. This looks terrible.
She was in the new Fargo TV show.
It's like Sid and Nancy meets Jared Leto's Joker.
Set in 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's candy corn this motherfucker.
What? Oh, God.
Mixed with Joker or Folly Ado.
And other Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad Joker
This
from the
looks
movie.
terrible.
All
Jesus.
right, Terry, what are you giving it?
Gonna have to grade it on a curve because it's 100 years ago. But
Which is amazing. We can still watch it, but
yeah,
He's gonna hype this. Look at if you don't give it a perfect score, he's gonna start giving you all the reasons why you need to bump your score.
okay. Besides, I would appreciate
Prepare yourself.
I would appreciate 5 more minutes so that the scenes flow together a little bit better. There's some things that are a little left to the imagination.
it's fair.
So that plus the whack ass ending, it's gonna get 4 candy corns.
It's completely acceptable.
I almost gave it 4.5, but 4.
It's okay. I can appreciate that. Oubliette.
Same 4.
Okay. All right. I mean, obviously, if anyone didn't know, because I just dropped a giant load at the beginning of this episode for it, it's a 5 for me. five candy corns. Like, I love it. I've lost
And we love
count.
it for you. We love this for
love
you.
it. I've never seen you so happy.
Thank you.
Oh, I know. This is sweet.
It comes out to
He's so happy.
an average of 4.3 candy corns.
Holy Schneiser.
I know it's high, and it should be because it's
Oh.
fucking awesome. But I've lost count how many times I've watched this over the last, because I saw it when I was real young, and then once I started really getting into horror movies in my teens, like I would watch this at least once a month.
Oh,
Like
it's so
every
good.
month?
You know what? I want to see it on a
Mm-hmm.
big screen now.
I have, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything old like that on a big screen other than Night of the Living Dead. I haven't seen anything classic Universal, anything like that. I'd love to though.
I mean, I think this is, if you're going to go see a Universal classic monster movie, I think this is the one to see, because it has everything. A lot of the other ones, like The Mummy's super boring because it's basically Dracula without a vampire and just some mummy. And the actual mummy is only in it for 30
Mark
seconds. Yeah. And then it's Karloff dressed in some like dusty makeup.
There's only one mummy in my mind. It has Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's one of the best roller coasters in the world based off of it.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
That's how it ends when the ride ends. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I only know that because we got stuck on it, and we got stuck there, and it just kept playing the end, going "Welcome back," even though we never left.
It's such a fucking fun ride, though.
It's gone though, right? Isn't they just closed?
No.
I think they
No
just
way.
closed it. I thought
Rip Ride Rocket, they're closing for a
That one-
Ghostbusters
that
roller
one.
coaster.
Yeah.
that one could go. Rip Ride Rocket could go for sure.
But yeah, this, I think, the Wolfman's great. It's got action. It's, suspense. The creature is good. And then there's like Dracula's good, but it feels long too. I mean,
The creature is
that
good.
somewhat. Yeah. But this one it's probably one of the shortest out of them. And it's just like, it just gets to the point of everything. And it has the coolest monster in it, in my opinion. So I think everyone should see it if you haven't. And there's a whole swath of like the horror community. And I get it because they're young, 100-year-old movie. Who cares?
Yeah,
Into the 90s shit. But I mean, you have to see these things. Like they like the imagery, but you should definitely see the movie if you haven't, because
Dude, this fucking, I just have in the background these fucking pictures of Christian Bale as fucking Frankenstein, and he looks like fucking Dick Tracy makeup, like from the Dick Tracy movie.
Yeah, he looks like a comic book villain.
He does. He looks like Flat Top.
Oh my god. Okay. What are we doing next? Is it my turn?
It is. Yes, I believe it is your.
No, it's
no, it's your turn.
Is it your turn?
Right. No, it's Oubliette's turn.
I don't remember. I'm asking.
Yeah, it's Oubliette's turn.
Nice.
What are we doing, Oubliette? She's like, I forgot.
No. I remember. I've gone back and forth with a few things after I said what I said because the one I was gonna do, I feel like you gave me another idea, and then I started thinking of other things. But I'm not gonna go to your suggestion, but not to my original either. And combine them together. I want to do the Dark Crystal.
Yes, I'm down for that.
Skeksis.
That'll be a fun one. So, guys, fucking make sure you check out the next episode for the Dark Crystal. We'd like to thank you guys for hanging out in this fucking love fest for the original Frankenstein from 1931. Almost 100 years old. It's fucking crazy.
Sick. That is crazy.
So crazy.
That's old.
It is old. Yeah.
And you're right. Next year, the makeup's up for grabs. 1926.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm sure there's going to be some. I'm sure the estate somehow is going to retain rights to.
No way. The actor from Terrifier is going to do a bunch of Frankenstein movies.
It's already been made.
He's ready.
I mean, Sarah Karloff is like a shrewd fucking old lady. She will not let anything go.
Oh,
so between her and Universal, yeah, they'll,
especially with the park and everything opening.
Yeah, they'll keep it because almost everything exclusively that's not Universal made or Karloff Enterprises is all strange.
Yo, the merch
Frankenstein and fucking
sick.
Yeah.
You better get merch out the ass out of that new Universal park.
Well, hello,
yeah. So,
Mr.
all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. See you next time for Dark Crystal.
Bye. Don't be weird.
Square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.